Welcome back to Grassroots Radio, Colorado. This is Chris Cook, and this is one of my favorite parts of the week. I got Cori and Andy Tate from the Party of Choice in studio with me. Welcome back, guys. Happy New Year. I haven't seen you since...
It's been like 3 weeks.
I know. It's been a really long time. So, did you have a nice holiday?
We did. How was yours?
It was great.
Good.
It was great. And I'm actually kind of glad it's over. I was ready to hit the ground running for 2015. We got the new time slot. We've got all this exciting stuff going on. So this is really fun. So, but I'm really glad to have you guys here.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
So what are we going to talk about tonight?
We're going to talk tonight about provoking vetoes.
Okay.
Yep. Talking about what is going to happen as a result of us taking the Senate and all the fun that's about to occur. And a lot of it, in
Washington, you mean, or here in Colorado? Okay.
In Washington. And then we're also going to talk about how we can do it one-on-one and put people, because here's the big thing. We get to put the left on defense in 2015.
Okay.
And it's going to be fun. I cannot wait. I am just giggling with delight at what we are going to do to them.
Okay. It sounds like a good adjunct to my favorite sport of watching Democrats implode.
There you go.
We're going to be hunting liberals, and we're going to talk about some really fun debate tactics that we can use.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, people always think, Party of Choice, we're always unity, kumbaya, and all this, and,
right.
and nice. Tonight we're going to do more of the mean. Well, because I think people a lot of times forget. They think that we got to play nice all the time. We do not. In fact, you can play mean. You can go at the heart of it. You can cut them down and have fun doing it. Anyway, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And we're going to first talk about the vetoes.
180 degrees from everything I think we've heard from you, though.
Yeah, throw all that out.
Okay, cool.
Well, no, don't throw it all out.
I was only kidding. Okay, to sum up the last 6 months, I was kidding.
Oh, no.
No, not exactly. So anyway. Okay, so provoking vetoes.
Shall we?
Help me. What are we talking about here?
So many people look at the fact that Barack Obama is going to veto a lot of bills, and they get angry and they get frustrated and they say, oh no, oh no, oh no. And I'm telling you, I want you to change your tune. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
Could not agree with you more.
Yeah. How do we know that Barack, first of all, how do we know that he did not want to have to do this?
That's something that hadn't occurred to me. What do you mean?
Okay, because he and Harry Reid work together.
Right.
I have an article on the website right now called, what is it, The Joy of Vetoes. Mm-hmm. And it's about this. And I depict him as, Dr. Frankenstein, Obama-stein, and Harry Reid as Igor. His faithful yes man.
All works.
Yeah. And here's the thing. They work together. If he had wanted to do a bunch of vetoes, he would have had Harry Reid let this stuff come through. He would have had each one of these pieces of legislation come to his desk so that he could be the hero of the people and veto these things.
Right.
He didn't want to. He did not want what is about to happen, because what's about to happen is we're going to hit him in the soft spot, and it's going to hurt.
Okay.
All right. Now, the thing that we always have to keep in mind, we always talk about choice, cell choice, and that's our side. Tonight I want to talk about targeting the weakness in their side, which is control.
Right.
See, leftists, there's only, and just as a little reminder, there's only one reason to be a liberal Democrat, and that is the desire to control other people. That's the only reason. I'm not saying we never do it on our side, of course, but I'm saying the only reason you do that. But people don't like control.
Right.
Okay, people don't want to be controlled, and so anytime you're discussing with a liberal this thing or that thing, understand this: they are trying to hide the fact that they want to control people's lives.
Exactly. They couch it in compassion.
Exactly.
They couch it in all these other terms so that it's not control. It's what's best for you.
Well, you just put that perfectly, because if you don't bring control out, if you don't expose the control in their position, then the people who are watching on, all they see in the Democrat then, in the liberal, is compassion and free stuff.
Right.
And you can come out of it. Let's say you beat them on all these talking points. You showed them, my gosh, look at the national debt, how far it's rising, and look at, and these are great things, by the way. Use these. I'm saying don't lead with them.
Right.
And so you win on talking point after talking point after talking point. And at the end, you're just like, how come these idiots still voted for this guy?
Right.
Here's why. You let them off the hook. You didn't go for the sweet spot. I like to use the boxing analogy, because I'm a guy and, we're all violent and mean and terrible. If you've ever seen boxing, because I kind of grew up in the heyday, with Ali and Foreman and these folks.
Me too.
If you see a boxer who has had his ribs cracked, how does he fight?
Very tentatively.
Yeah, he's guarding those ribs. He's guarding. And does that how good is he then at coming after you?
Not.
Terrible. He's on defense.
Right.
The weak spot of the left is control. It's their Achilles heel. It's the one thing people don't like about them. And if you reel off all your talking points and beat them on all these points, but you don't call out control, then the audience is left still liking them.
Okay.
Because compassion, free stuff, compassion, free stuff.
Right.
And they're always going to be able to give more free stuff because they're willing to steal to do it.
But they just deny that they're trying to control you.
Right. That's the gloves that they're putting over those ribs. Okay. They've got cracked ribs. They've got a vulnerable spot. And tonight we're going to talk about how to go after that.
Good.
First, I want to talk about how these vetoes are going to go after that.
Okay.
This is why Obama didn't want to have to be in the position of vetoing, because every time he vetoes now, what does a veto say? It says no.
Right. Now he becomes the party of no.
Yes, no Obama.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. No Obama takes on a whole different meaning.
That's right.
Exactly. Guys, he hates this. Don't be upset. Understand, we're looking at 2016. This is why the Democrats are so desperate to hold the Senate in November. So Harry Reid could keep protecting him from doing this. Every single one of these things is going to make him look terrible. Quick example on the control being a weak point before we jump into vetoes. Remember those 2 recall elections we won
the
year before last? What was the big issue?
Guns.
Gun what?
Gun control.
Gun control. Here the Democrats made a mistake. They overextended. They exposed their ribs.
Right.
They showed their love of control on an issue. We didn't even do that good of a job of calling them out.
Right.
But it was so obvious that in 2 districts where Obama won by an average of 20%, we beat him handily.
Right.
That is how well control works. If you can target and bring out the control in their position, you will bring them down.
I love that.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, this is really cool. Well, how about we go to break just a little bit early here? I've got Cori and Andy Pate in studio. If you have friends who you think would enjoy Grassroots Radio, let them know. Send them the podcast, grrc.podomatic.com. I'm Chris Cook. This is Grassroots Radio Colorado on KLZ 560. Welcome back to Grassroots Radio Colorado. This is Chris Cook. I've got Cori and Andy Pate of The Party of Choice, thepartyofchoice.com, correct?
Right. Yep.
And where else can people find you?
We are all over social media, so Google+, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
And your YouTube channel is absolutely hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
It really is.
And also, if you drive by Parker and 225, those people holding up those signs there, I'm one of those. So, if you just want to talk, that's cool too. I'll do that for money.
Oh, okay.
All right.
We'll talk for money.
Yes.
I like that. I need one of those signs.
So that's how to reach us. Oh, and YouTube and thepartyofchoice.com
and all that other stuff. So, all right, vetoes. We're gonna push for vetoes because that makes him a party of one who is a party of no. I like that.
Exactly. Now we're going to go after the soft spot. Remember, the only weakness in the left is the control. People hate being controlled. They don't like being told how much soda to drink. They don't like being told how they have to talk at political correctness. We'll go into a bunch of these later. Let's first talk vetoes. I'm going to throw it to you guys. What are some things about Obamacare that we're going to pick apart? And first of all, by the way, that doesn't mean I was against, I like the idea of, we sent a great message with trying to defund and, get rid of all of Obamacare up front.
We would have if we had any spine.
Yeah, maybe not. It would have had a better chance if we'd pushed it harder.
Right.
But people say, oh no, it was a failure. No. Ted Cruz is a lot more savvy than people think. He sent a message.
Okay.
And he sent a message. This is what we're willing to do to spare you this. Okay, now Ted Cruz sits back and says, okay, let's let everything roll out. And now we're going to pick you off piece by piece and make you really look bad. But we needed to send the message up front. Otherwise, when we pick them off piece by piece, they can say, well, why didn't you try to get rid of us then?
Yeah.
We did. Okay, so Obamacare. Give me a few examples, ladies, of things that we are going to put on his desk.
Well, I hope we do it piece by piece because then we can really focus on it and get the message out to everyone. So the first thing that comes to my mind is the medical device tax.
Medical device tax? What is that?
They're going to tax you to get better.
Oh, gosh. Okay, now how does this demonstrate control, Chris?
How does it demonstrate control?
Yeah.
Because obviously, I mean, they're taking money from us.
Yes.
I mean, that's what I think. But
Right. You are telling people that their hip replacement, that if they're going to have a hip replacement, or if they're going to have these crutches, whatever these medical devices are, they're going to have to pay extra to have those.
Right, to actually get better.
Yes, I envision people, I've fallen and I can't afford to get up.
I think that's awesome. Fallen.
Isn't it wonderful what it's going to be like for him to be the bad guy? You want to tax medical. By the way, I think he'll even back down on that one. It's so obvious.
Right.
Throw out some more.
How about the individual mandate?
Oh. Yes. If you don't buy this, didn't the penalty double?
Yeah.
Right. So now it's even more. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to force people to pay more if they don't buy your product.
Right.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but don't forget the flip side of that. There's the Cadillac plan penalty, too.
Oh, here's another one.
So if you have insurance that's really good, they're going to penalize you for having such good insurance.
So you want to prevent employers from treating their employees well.
Right.
Oh, that's good. That'll fly.
Right.
Once again, look at how controlling you are. Every single one of these things, Obama Stein, we put in front of you, and when you veto it, you're saying, I want to punish employers for treating their employees well. I want to force people who need medical devices to pay extra. I want to force you to pay all this extra money if you want to get these things.
Right.
Okay. There are some others. What about telling people they can't buy across state lines? See, we're going to put that on his desk. And if he says no to that, so you want to limit their choice of where they can buy stuff.
That one I'm not sure we're actually going to get to his desk.
I'm hopeful.
I have my doubts about the establishment and how much they're in the insurance company's pocket.
Fair enough. But we're going to get a lot of these on his desk.
Right.
And, making everyone pay a big penalty, all of these things are going to, here's a biggie, guys. Forcing young people to buy way more coverage than they need so they can subsidize everybody else.
Good point.
They hate that.
Good point.
They hate it. And he is Mr. Control now.
Yes.
Now, he didn't have to be until now because all he had was one big 2,700-page bill. People can't get their minds around all those details.
There's just so much that's bad with it.
Right.
Which is why we wanted to just repeal it in its entirety or defund it in its entirety. But I really like this strategy that you've got of taking it apart piecemeal and dragging it out like Chinese water torture.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, yeah, I mean, and think back on the boxing analogy.
Right.
Remember, their weakness is control. If you try to do a roundhouse punch and just take out all of Obamacare, now it was great to do that up front. You sent a good message. But I mean now,
yeah,
roundhouse punchers lose in boxing. You want to pepper them on their weak spots and make each one of these things bite-sized. Don't have 2 or 3 or 4 things that you're going to package together into one. No. Too quick. I want this to hurt more.
Right.
Okay, every rib I want to hit. I'm mean. I am mean. You should see me on blogs. You should see me on blogs. I have no problem mocking the left. I love it. It's fun. It's great entertainment. But I want every one of these things only do a little at a time so that the audience can digest it. Meaning and understand
the voters.
The voters.
Right.
You're going to hurt them in 2016. Guys, this row of vetoes that are coming is all free advertising, free campaigning for us in 2016.
Right. Oh man. This is going to be entertaining, and they are going to put a lot of these through. I really do think that they are.
Oh yeah. And how about some that aren't Obamacare?
Okay.
Keystone
is going through today.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you're going to take away thousands of jobs. Well, they're only temporary jobs. Oh, okay. So these are temporary several-year jobs making a lot of money that would have been paying taxes that now we have to replenish those taxes from somewhere else.
Right.
Why do you want to control us? Okay. Why don't you want us to have what? Because you don't want this pipeline running across an area that has so many across it right now it looks like a spider web? I mean, for crying out loud.
Right.
He's going to look bad. School vouchers for Washington, D.C. kids. This one.
That's a huge one.
Oh, it's so good,
That's a huge one. Yeah, we're going to force you to go to your neighborhood school that where we pay $22,000 per student, you have the lowest test scores in the country.
Yep.
We're going to force you into that school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this because starting in the next section, we're going to get into how we can do this with people and put people individually on defense, the liberal on defense, just like we're going to see them doing this in Washington with vetoes. Another one. How about this? A secure border. We would like a secure border, sir. Okay. Go figure.
Right.
Why do you want to control us by having us overrun by people who support you?
See, I've been struggling with that one. I've been from a control perspective, looking at it from party of choice perspective. Is that?
It's total control.
Help me.
Right, because what is their motive for doing it? More numbers on their side.
Right.
They want to eliminate their competition by bringing in a bunch of people who are not legal, who shouldn't legally be here, and they know they're going to commit voter fraud because they're going to help them. Okay, they're going to be bustling them into these. Yeah. So this is, and even late night, comedians joke about it. Wasn't it Leno who said that said that they want to provide amnesty for millions and millions of Democrat voters. Expanded drilling. Here's another one. Expanded drilling on public lands. Okay. Why do you want to control our ability to get our own energy? Why do you want to make us more dependent on OPEC that hates us? Why do you want to control? Why do you want to control?
Right.
Yeah. The string of vetoes, this is why he didn't want Harry Reid to lose that gavel. Because now his ribs are exposed.
Right. And
they haven't been. He's had 6 years where he hasn't had to take a punch.
Well, and he's lame duck now. He doesn't care. He shouldn't.
Well, he might not care, but I bet all those Democrats who are coming up for re-election are going to care.
That's true.
Because Hillary and the general populace doesn't remember. They're not going to differentiate between a lame duck president and Democrat senators. They're going to just say Democrats.
Right.
And on each one of these, by the way, we're also forcing them to commit a vote.
Well, do you think that pursuing it in this fashion will give us enough Dem votes to actually overturn a veto?
On some things, yes. I think Keystone, I think we'll get enough Dem votes to actually overturn a veto.
Cool.
Most things, no. I'm actually hoping not. You got to keep in mind, I want to clobber them in 2016. And the reason is if we simply limit their gains in 2016, we are going to demolish them in 2018. I looked at, I wrote an article looking at, the vulnerable seats. In 2018, we've only got one vulnerable seat in the Senate. They''ve got 7.
Really?
Yes. In 2016, the tables are turned, but not nearly as much. I'm predicting in 2016, they will gain 2 to 3 seats.
Okay.
In the Senate. I predict in 2018 they're going to lose 6. So on balance, we're going to gain 3 or 4. And this is if we don't do things well.
Which is a very realistic scenario.
If we expose control, if we use all these vetoes as free advertising for us, which we should.
Right.
We could actually, what if they only break even or take only 1 seat? Increase only 1 seat in 2016. Then in 2018, we will most likely hit the 60-seat majority. That's actually possible. Now, we would have to do things right. We'd have to start targeting control with them.
Right.
If we do that, then suddenly people don't look at them as compassionate and, Santa Claus.
Right. It's the emperor has no clothes.
Controlling clause.
Yeah.
Yes. They don't like that.
Oh, man. What else? Let's see. We've got XL Pipeline. What about the EPA regulations?
Oh.
But those are gold.
Those are gold. Yes. We should. But once again, folks, don't do too much.
Right.
Make it defined. We really need to do something about what happened in California with the farmers and the water.
Right.
Right. Have defined things that you put forward on his desk, and not just with Obama, but with Democrat governors like ours. Put things on their desk that are going to make them look bad.
I like that concept.
Yes. We haven't been doing that. We haven't. We've been doing just the talking point things. I love, Paul Ryan, he's a real talking points guy.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. And he's brilliant.
Right.
But you know what? He doesn't call out control.
That's true.
Right. And when we saw him in the vice presidential debate, he won on points. There's no question. He lost on style, even though he was getting laughed at by an idiot. Because he didn't expose control.
Right.
And so at the end of the day, well, yeah, he won on a bunch of points, but these guys are going to take care of us.
Right.
Right.
And that's the bottom line. Which one cares about you more?
Right. Well, you might have won on all
polling.
of the points, but would they care about me?
Exactly. And with Joe Biden, it's who would you rather have a beer with? Right. So,
Right.
Although I think Paul Ryan would be fun to have a beer with at some point in time. But, it's just exposing this. And I really like this drip, drip, drip type of thing, because that allows us to keep the messaging machine going on a continuous basis.
Right. And what we're about to get into is just how to do it really quick, step by step.
Right.
How to do it and be effective in your talks with people one-on-one. And that's what we'll do next.
Okay. Well, when we come back, that is what we will do. Remember, you can always connect with me on Facebook, facebook.com/Grassroots Radio Colorado. I've got Cori and Andy Pate of the Party of Choice in studio. This is Chris Cook, and this is Grassroots Radio Colorado on KLZ 560. KLZ 560. KLZ 560.